Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today, thanks to Infinity of Nashville, we have our 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander. This is an XLE, which I believe is the entry-level trim for these, featuring the relatively new 2.4 liter turbo. The 2.4 liter turbo, I believe, first made its appearance in the normal Highlander. I have driven a turbo Highlander, didn't get a chance, it was just an appraisal, so I didn't get a chance to do a video on it. I was pretty impressed. Obviously, the Infiniti QX60 made its change from the 3.5 liter to the 2 liter turbo. I'm kind of a fan of it. I understand why they did it. Who did this? Who did this? What salesperson? No panel roof on this one. Captain's chairs in the back, your own rear climate. Grand Highlander, obviously, it's not the biggest Toyota. That obviously goes to the Sequoia, but in this kind of class, because above this you start getting to 4Runner, Sequoia, that kind of seems off-roady, although the Sequoia now is taking more of a luxury shift, except for like the TRGs. It's a little confusing. Toyota has so many new models that it's kind of, it's been a while since I've taken a look at some Toyotas, so they're all kind of mushed together in my head. Even though I work across from a Toyota dealership and I see them all the time, that actually might be adding to the confusion. Obviously, Grand Highlander, bigger, longer. There's a joke in there somewhere, but pretty darn good. This one has just under 15,000 miles on it. Have spent some time in it, not a ton, but enough to get familiar. These gurney ducts functional? There's no way. Very slightly functional. Let's take a look. I have the AC on blast trying to cool this thing off. Let's take a look under the hood at that 2.4 turbo. I was a huge fan of the 3.5, so a little sad to see it go. But this is a very, very good motor. That's interesting location for the battery. And that this whole thing is sat very low. Like, you would expect the engine to be up here, but no, it's sat way further. I mean, the air intake is down here. Wait, does that doesn't feed there's no way. No. That is a lot of room. This to here, that is all empty space leading up to the radiator, and there's like 18 bees on that, so they're dead, but obviously your new Toyota infotainment system. Vehicle alert. Maintenance required. Play message.
Maintenance required. Vehicle maintenance is required. Contact your Toyota dealer to schedule a maintenance appointment.
Oh, these are when they kept coming up. Undo. Deleted vehicle alert notification. Although it's not seeming to, whatever, it's fine. Ah, good. Alright, all your basic drive modes. Also, wow, that's massive. Oh man, I'm full of jokes in this video. There is a ton of storage. And I'm thinking you could probably remove this if you tried hard enough. No, that's in there. But either way, you have a ton of storage here. And then this comes right out. Could you theoretically? I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but auto start stop, snow, downhill descent, Descent, not a cassette. What am I talking about? Sport. New steering wheel. Kind of like that. Square airbag cover. Kind of cool. So how does the Grand Highlander drive compared to, let's say, the normal Highlander? It just feels bigger. I mean, it's kind of stupid to say, but I don't know, it feels airier, roomier. You feel much taller. I try to have the same seating position all the way down, sat kind of upright to try to feel the same way. It almost feels a little truck-like, reminds me of a great mixture between the Sequoia and the Highlander. And I think that's kind of what they were going for, because the Sequoia is massive and it drives big. And there's a lot of people out there, they want an SUV, they don't want something that massive. I think the Grand Highlander is a perfect mixture of the two cars, and it takes kind of the best characteristics of both. Did I just get a no U-turn sign on that? Don't tell me that says U-turn. Oh, you know, if there's a sign there, somebody's done it. I'm going where you are, buddy, so come on over. Brake pedal feel very, very progressive. Takes a minute to get that initial bite, but then builds pressure very quickly after. I don't know what you're doing, Accord. It's always the silver Accords, man, I'm telling you. No offense to silver Accords, but all the offense to silver Accords. Except for the 2-liter turbo manual sports. However, like 10 of those exist. And the V6 manual coupes. Rest in peace, manual Accords. You were really, really good for no reason. You know, my favorite era of GM was in 2020 to like 2022, where they shipped a bunch of cars without auto start stop to save chips. Man, I would pay more for that. They gave people like a $50 credit. Man, I would pay more. I'd pay $250 more just to not have that feature. Why can't we make this optional? I understand because of EPA regulations, stuff like that. The reason, hold on. So the reason auto start stop has to turn on every single time is because of the way EPA does their fuel economy testing and their emissions testing, everything like that. The rules and regulations say the car has to be the way, is that a, oh, it's a GT, not an Artura. So it has to be the way the car is every single time it's turned on. You can't go into a separate mode or something like that. Car starts up, that's how they test it. Which means you can't have a car not enable auto start stop every single time you start it. So it's really, ever since Dieselgate, manufacturers have been very much walking the border of what they're allowed to do and what they're not, especially with emissions. I mean, Dieselgate was massive money. pretty impressive handling SUV, man. It's, yeah. I'm impressed with the Grand. Okay, one thing the first time I drove this car, I noticed it. I don't get it. I've only seen this on school buses. Look at the bottom of the gauge cluster if you can. When I touch the brake, it lights up red to let me know my brakes are... I've never seen that outside of school buses. Like when they have that little light display up in the top left corner, you can see when the brake lights turn on. It just seems a bit redundant to me. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.